Mama's gonna talk first, right?
Hey, Cabo.
Oh, Mama,
Hey, Kareem. I got the job.
How are you, Mama?
Fine,
So good to
fine.
see you again, Mama.
Oh, it's great to see you.
Thanks
Welcome.
for welcoming us to your home.
Okay, come on in.
Okay. Hello, Mama. Thank you so much for inviting us over. We're having fun.
My pleasure. It's always a delight to see you.
Yes, yes.
You've got a beautiful home out in the country, the northern part of Georgia.
Yeah.
That's Helen, Georgia.
Quiet.
Very quiet compared to the city where we drove in from. But we're glad to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for coming to see me.
You're very welcome.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Talk Time Africa. As Jay said, we're bringing the show to you this week from Clarksville, Georgia. It's north of Atlanta, about an hour's drive, which we've done here to be with Mama today. And in celebration of Memorial Day and in honor of all those who served country and humanity, we're here talking to our own hero today. And Jay will tell you a little bit more about her.
As Vicky said, we're here in Helen, Georgia, which is in the city of Clarksville. Or is it Helen is the city and Clarksville is the county?
No,
Is it that the other way around?
Clarksville.
Clarksville is
It's
where
the
we are,
city.
is the city.
Haversham is the county.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. She seems to know her Georgia cities. We're here talking to Miss Anita Roper. Miss Anita Roper was a teacher of ours back in Lagos, Nigeria, at our high school called Reagan Memorial Baptist Girls Secondary School. Miss Anita Roper is well known by all the students as Mama Roper, which she gloriously takes on. She joined the Yoruba culture, the Igbo culture, but mostly she's always been like a mother to all the girls in the high school, which was a female high school, all girls high school. So we're glad to be here. We're doing this for ourselves on Talk Time Africa. We're also doing it for all our sisters and all those that attended Reagan Memorial Baptist Girls Secondary School in Lagos. Thanks for joining us.
So, Mama, how long have you lived in this beautiful house?
My daddy built it in 1931. And so after my parents, I lived here during my childhood. And then I went to Africa. And while I was in Africa, my parents both died. And my brother and sister saved the house for me so that I would have a place of my own. And I've been living here now 20 years. 20 years since I retired.
Right, and came back from Nigeria.
Lagos, Nigeria.
And you were with us, like I said earlier, 37 years, Mama. That's a long time in Nigeria. And you understand our culture, the greeting, the outfit. It's beautiful. It's beautiful on you.
Beautiful.
When the first day I was in Nigeria, Mrs. J.T. Ayurindi, whose husband was the pastor in Lagos, came to see me, and she said, "You don't have to tell us that you love us, we'll know."
Oh.
She challenged me, and from that very first day I tried to be a Nigerian.
But why don't we go back to what took you to Nigeria in the first place?
Well, it was God's call. I felt that my first year of teaching school was not very happy because I was teaching in high school. I was 20 years old, and at that time young men were coming back from World War II, and I was too young to be there. But I had like a dream or a vision, and God said, "I have something more for you to do." And that something more was to go to Africa. And that always stayed with me.
How did you know it was Africa, though? Something...
Well, we didn't have many mission fields at that time. Nigeria and southern Rhodesia were the only two mission fields in Africa. I didn't want to go to a cold country because I said I'll freeze to death. Missionaries didn't have enough money to, you know,
Take care of themselves.
Provide heat. So,
Yeah.
and I was always interested in black people here in America.
Well, we're glad you chose Nigeria.
Oh, I'm glad
We're
too.
benefiting from that
Yes,
today.
yes. She has mentored thousands of girls, which we belong to that group. And the 5 years that I was in high school, I can never forget, Mama. The experience that we have, the very first experience that we had of Mama always stayed with each one of us.
Right.
And, you know, she always has this positive energy about her.
Right.
And every time you encountered her, it was to tell you something that will build you up.
True.
And we appreciate that about you.
Thank you.
We should mention that Mama taught us all Bible studies. So we did go to a Baptist high school, cultured us into being very good Christian women. You know, we're benefiting from your education today. We really are. There is nobody that passed through that school that wouldn't remember Mama Ropa, as she's so lovingly called.
That's true.
And you were saying that the first year that you were in Nigeria was not a happy one. What are the challenges that you had at first?
I think it was just getting used to everything.
Okay.
You know, complete change. And but that soon went away. And you know, when you go away, you're homesick, and a lot of things make life hard.
Because you were young. How old were you when you
27.
left home?
I was 26, but by the time I got to Nigeria, I was 27.
Thinking about that age, that is the age that many women are thinking they're going to settle down, get married, start having children. It's amazing how you left everything and just took off like that. And I know you said it was a vision that you had. You remember that clearly.
Of course.
But how were you able to leave normalcy behind?
I can't explain it. God just gave me a peace, and I didn't question. I just followed the call.
That's wonderful. While you were in Nigeria, did your family come over?
None of them were ever able to come. Some cousins came,
Okay.
but none of my family came.
Let's talk about family. How many siblings?
I have one brother and two sisters.
Okay.
Lots of nieces and nephews.
One of which we were opportune to meet, Brenda, and she's a beautiful, beautiful lady.
She's like me.
She's very much like you. She could pass for your daughter.
Yeah, she could, really.
She could.
Remember, Mama just had a birthday. She turned 84
That's right.
a few weeks ago, right?
May the 5th.
And how was that?
It was good.
Good.
A lot of people remember me. I had telephone calls from Nigeria and from different parts of the states where Nigerian girls are. Those who remembered.
Even though Mama never had children of her own, she's got millions of girls. Millions. And that's just a blessing.
Everywhere.
Everywhere, all over the world. You know.
So you're going to take us around, show us your beautiful house. Where do you want us to go to next?
We'll go to the living room.
Okay.
Okay.
Be back in a minute.
Over here.
In Hungary?
Yes, she's a missionary, a journeyman in Hungary. She fell and broke her leg the other day. These are all pictures of my children at Christmas time. They send people, they send pictures, and I look at them the whole year. Pray for them. Oh, yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. We've moved to another part of Mama's house. We're now in the family room, which is a beautiful room. And before we left, we were talking about family, and I'm sitting next to some pictures here, and I see one, I believe, who would be your mom and dad. And you told us earlier that Dad, this is where you grew up, and Dad left this for you. How long has Mom and Dad been gone?
My mother died in 1960, and my father in 1984. I think that's right. Time passes so fast.
So fast, so fast. And then I've got two here that I like. I call them before and after pictures. You and your three siblings when you were young.
12 years old.
12 years old. And then one of you and your siblings, what'd you say?
65.
After retirement.
Yes, after retirement.
After retirement.
So you have the lovely blue dress here. And your sister has a lovely blue dress in this one. That's pretty.
That is pretty. And you're going to see them soon, you were saying.
Next week.
Next
We
week.
have a family reunion next week.
Okay. And that's a yearly thing, right?
Yes.
That's a blessing. It's a blessing. They're coming with children, grandchildren.
Yes. As many as can come will be here.
That would be nice.
That's good. So let's talk about your service in Africa for a minute. We mentioned that you went all the way to Africa when you were young. Did you stop over in any other country apart from Nigeria? Did you stay there to do any kind of work?
I was on a cargo ship,
Okay.
and we stopped first in the Azores, Senegal, Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana, and then Lagos. It was a 5-week trip.
Wow, it took a long time to get there.
But we didn't stop except to unload cargo.
Okay.
Were you ever opportune to go back to any of those countries?
I went back to Ghana 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
But Ghana's next door
It is
to Nigeria.
Yeah.
So talking about when you got to Nigeria, you went straight to the school.
I did.
That's where you took up your appointment. How was that, the very first year of teaching?
It was interesting. The hardest thing was that we did not have textbooks, and I asked friends in America to send me textbooks so I could make my own syllabus. But you know, the girls worked so hard, and we had 100% pass that in that first class, and they've done well. Nurses, doctors, teachers, lawyers, whatever.
And all over the world too.
All over the world.
Right.
Yeah.
What else? But I said earlier, you taught, with me personally, you taught me Bible studies. So what other
Any other subjects?
subjects did you teach?
When I first went to Nigeria, I taught English and literature, music, and we had a drama club. And I also, I think the principal at that time taught Bible. I began to teach Bible as we had nationals who had degrees. They would come in and take those positions. You know, the job of a missionary is to work herself out of a job. And when somebody qualified, we stepped down and let her or him do the job.
So at the time you left here to go to Africa, you were tagged missionary. And part of your duties was teaching at a school. And also, because you mentioned working yourself out of a job. You didn't leave that job though. You were there for 37 years.
But at that time, we had national as principal, and I turned my work over to the Nigerians who were there.
After the 37th year. Okay. Was it normal for any missionary to stay that long?
A few, not too many.
You being one of them.
Yeah. But the reason was that I loved it very much, and Nigeria became my home. The work was very satisfying.
And you had a companion then. What was your dog's name again?
Oh. Everybody remembers Briar.
Yeah.
Oh my! He was. I had to lock him up every time anybody came.
The sound of him was
The barking.
He was protected, and you know, during the Biafran War, that's when I got him. During the Biafran War, my brother-in-law gave him to me.
So you were in Nigeria through the course of the war?